Welcome to the class of social science for class 5, chapter 6, climate zones of the earth. I repeat, climate zones of the earth. In the content of this chapter, we will discuss about small introduction, difference between weather and climate, factors affecting climate. In the factors affecting climate, we will discuss about latitude, prevailing winds. Prevailing winds is divided into two parts, that are the land breeze and sand breeze. And then it comes for the moisture and altitude. And we will also discuss about the climate or the heat zones and finally the glossary. Now let us understand what is climate and weather. Climate is a general weather of an area over a long period of time, many years. For example, long period of time over here, for example, I am giving you many years. It means for a longer duration of time, for many years, whatever the weather remains, that is known as climate. Now what is weather? Weather is a condition of the atmosphere at a particular place for a very short period of time. Okay, like for a few days. For example, in the climate we are having it for many years, but in weather it counts only for few days. So what is climate? Climate is a general weather of an area for a longer period of time. What is weather? Weather is a condition of the atmosphere at a particular place for a short period of time. This is the definition of, these are the definition of climate and weather. Now let us understand the difference between climate and weather in briefly. Weather is the condition of the atmosphere in a specific place at a given point in time. These atmospheric conditions may take place day by day, minute by minute or seasonally. But in climate is average weather conditions over a place, and it mostly takes place after 30 years of time. Over there, weather, it takes changes day by day or minute by minute can be changed. Okay, but climate takes mostly a very long duration of time. Weather may involve just one condition of the atmosphere, but climate includes all the conditions of the atmosphere, such as temperature, precipitation, wind, humidity, cloud, pressure. Here, the weather occurs in a place within a short period, but climate occurs or takes place over a long period of time. Weather is what you get on daily basis, but climate is what you expect over a long period of time. Weather changes within a short time. The overall changes and the variation of climate are very stable and may take decades or centuries to occur. Another point is the scientific study of weather is called meteorology, and meteorologists studies weather. The people who study weather are known as meteorologists. The scientific study of a climate is called climatology. Okay, and a climatologist, it means a person who study climate, is known as a climatologist. Okay, so these are the difference between weather and climate. What is now weather? Weather changes for a specific period of time in a very short duration of time. Okay, and just only one condition, any one condition is required for its changes, okay, on the daily basis. But the climate is very different. It takes a long period of time for its changing, and it includes all the conditions of the atmosphere. Now students, you are having 2 points for the differentiation. First, that was the definition I gave you in the previous slide, that what is climate and what is weather. Another one is this, in which you have to make this chart. Okay, now both the things you are going to copy down in your notebook. You will write in your notebook properly. If the question comes to you in a short, give the definition, what is climate, what is weather, a very short question is coming, then you will only write the definition. Okay, you will only write the definition. Differentiate between weather and climate, and the type of the question is short question. Then you will write only the definition. But if the same question is coming in a long question, okay, in the parts of the long questions, if the question is coming to you, what is weather and what is climate, or differentiate between weather and climate, at that time you are supposed to write all the 6 points of this differentiation between weather and climate. So both the things are mandatory, important for you all to write in your notebook and learn it properly. Now let us understand what are the factors which affects the climate. Latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, pressure and wind system, relief, ocean currents. Okay, these are some factors which used to affect the any climate of any particular area or of a particular country or any part of the earth. So what are the factors? Latitudes, altitudes, distance from the sea, pressure and wind system, relief and ocean currents. Now let us understand what is latitude. Okay, latitude are the imaginary lines which run parallel to the equator. You all know that the earth is spherically shaped, and in the middle side we are having an imaginary line that is said to be the equator, which divides the earth into 2 parts. Okay, so what actually equator is also a kind of latitude. Latitude which circles the earth, covers the lines. Now are you able to see this image? In this image all the round lines, okay, equator line is shown to you, and above that the blue color line and the red color lines which are coming in a round shape, they all are the latitudes. Runs parallel to equator. It means, parallel means line is like this, obviously another line is like this. Okay, now measures from north to south, 90° north latitude and 90° south latitude. Now there are some important latitude lines are there, okay, that are equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. Equator, which comes in the center, okay, the middle of the earth. Now Tropic of Cancer, it lies in the northern hemisphere. Tropic of Capricorn lies in the southern hemisphere. It means firstly the equator. Above the equator we are having Tropic of Cancer. Below equator we have Tropic of Capricorn. Now this is Tropic of Cancer. Now above Tropic of Cancer we have Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, and downside this is Tropic of Capricorn. Now just below the Tropic of Capricorn we are having Antarctic Circle, which is in the southern hemisphere. So important lines are firstly the equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. Now this is Tropic of Cancer. Above Tropic of Cancer we have Arctic Circle. Now below Tropic of Capricorn we are having Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. These 5 lines are the important lines of the latitudes especially. Okay, now what are the latitudes? Latitudes are the line which are run parallel to the equator, which measures from north to south. Okay, 90° north latitude we are having, and 90° south latitude we are having. Okay, so these are the latitudes. This is what the latitude. Now students, what you have to do in your notebook, you have to make this diagram of the earth, make a round circle and draw the imaginary lines, okay, of the latitudes with the proper degree. that equator is given on the 0 degree, then comes for the 30 degree, 60 degree, and finally it goes to the 90 degree in the north, and same like this in the south. So draw this diagram neatly and write at the below level you will write latitude. You will write latitude. This is the heading of the diagram. Okay. So write it and draw it and color it nicely and do the work properly and neatly. More about the latitudes. Temperature depends on the heat received from the sun. Equatorial regions experience extreme climate. It is because these regions receive direct rays of the sun. We move away from the equator, the climate becomes moderate. Moderate means neither too cold nor too hot. Okay, it's a normal balanced climate. It is cold at the pole side. It means the North Pole and the South Pole. This is because these places located in this belt receive oblique rays of the sun. Oblique means the sun rays are not coming directly. Okay, it is in the slanting position like this. So that is why these places are too cold, especially the polar regions. Now look at this diagram. This image is showing you different angles of the sun rays. Here the earth, the red line, the red dotted line is the equator. Above equator lies in the 0 degree latitude. Above equator of 30 degree north and 30 degree south. 30 degree north we have Tropic of Cancer and 30 degree south we have Tropic of Capricorn. Above that of 60 degree north we have Arctic Circle and 60 degrees south we are having Antarctic Circle. At the top side of the two level, at the north side and the south side, there is one stick-like structure that is called the North Pole, and the down it is called the South Pole. Now see the sun. Look at the sun over there in the middle. Mostly directly the sun rays are coming. Okay. Sun rays, which is totally in the yellow color in the center, it is coming directly on the equator. Above that, sun strikes mostly directly on the Tropic of Cancer. Okay. Now coming to the other side for the Arctic Circle. What is going now here? The sun rays are coming, but at a low angle. It means not so much directly. Okay. Very rare sunlight is coming. So at that side, the North Pole and the South Pole, they observe too much cold. Okay. Always, usually the atmosphere, the climate over there is always a winter type of season. Okay. Now coming to the South Pole, same like here, the low angle rays are coming on the Antarctic Circle and in between the places of the Tropic of Capricorn, and rest part is usually observing the winter season. Okay, so this is the sun rays or the way how the sun rays affects on the zones. So on the equator, the rays are coming directly. That is why they observe very hot type of temperature. Tropic of Cancer usually and the Tropic of Capricorn, usually the rays are mostly directed, but they are not so much of directed. Okay. Coming to the North Pole and the South Pole, usually a slanting oblique rays are going, so they mostly observe the winter sort of season. It means a cold weather or a cold climate. Students, you have to draw this diagram in your notebook and you have to label it properly. Do the work neatly and correctly and make sure the degrees should not get mixed up. Okay. Many times it happens and the students get confused with the degrees. Okay. So always remember equator 0 degree, 30 degree north Tropic of Cancer, 30 degree south Tropic of Capricorn, 60 degree north Arctic Circle, 60 degree south Antarctic Circle. It's very simple to learn. Okay, so learn it properly and make this diagram beautifully in your notebook. Now let us understand what are prevailing winds. These winds that blow from a single direction over a specific area of the earth are known as prevailing winds. So what are prevailing winds? Prevailing winds are those winds that blow from a single direction over a specific area of the earth. These winds are called prevailing winds. I repeat, winds that blow from a single direction, winds that blow from a single direction over a specific area, of the earth is called prevailing winds. It's called prevailing winds. Areas where prevailing winds meet are called convergence zones. Areas where prevailing winds meet are called convergence zones. Okay. Now, generally prevailing winds blow from east to west. Okay. From east to west, usually the prevailing winds are moving. It means from your right hand side towards the left hand side. Okay. In comparison from the north to south, they are not coming like this. Whenever we observe the winds always blow like this or like this. They do not blow like this or like this. Clear? So they always usually move from east to west side. So prevailing winds blow from east to west rather than north to south. Now see in this image, we are having the polar high pressure belt and downside also polar high pressure belt. At the middle level, that is written equilateral low pressure belt. Okay. Above that, the winds which are coming from the east side to the west side, it is showing the arrow. The lines which are coming like this, they are known as easterlies. They are known as easterlies. Why easterlies? Because these winds are coming from the east to west. And the winds which are going from west to east, they are known as westerlies. The arrows you are able to see like this position, they are known as westerlies. So there are two types of prevailing winds that we came to know. Easterly winds which are coming from east to west. Winds which are coming from east to west, they are known as easterlies. And the winds which are blowing from west to east, they are known as westerlies. Okay. Now, the winds which are at the very low level or nearby the polar regions. Winds which blow in the polar regions, they are known as polar winds. They are known as polar winds. And why we refer them as a polar winds? Because the winds usually originates from there only. Okay. The winds blow, it comes and blows to the east and then to the west. Okay. So this is a diagram that you have to draw in your notebook showing the prevailing winds, that how do the prevailing winds move on the earth. Now let us understand land breeze and sand breeze. What is land breeze and what is sea breeze? Okay. Now in the sea breeze, usually what happens, see students, in the daytime, you all know just because of the sunlight, the land gets heated up more quickly in comparison to the water. Over there at the land, the hot air rises up, okay? And as the water is not so much heated up, so at that time, the cold air of the water, they pushes the hot air, okay? And the cold air moves towards the land side. And again that hot air moves towards or they are being forced to move towards the water side. This is called sea breeze. This is called sea breeze. It means when the cold winds moves the hot winds toward the water area is known as sea breeze. Okay. Now what happens with the land breeze? In the night time, land gets more cooler and faster in comparison to the water. It happens so? Because after the whole day, the water gains up the temperature, okay, and it becomes a very mild, hot, okay. Over there, the warm air of the water rises up, and as it rises up, the cold air from the land pushes the hot air, okay, towards the land, and cold air moves to, or cold winds moves towards the water side. This is known as land breeze. Simple, understand? Cool winds from the water, when they are moving towards the land, it is called sea breeze. The cool winds moving towards the water is known as land breeze. Okay, sea breeze happens in the daytime. Sea breeze happens in the daytime. Land breeze happens in the night time. Okay, understand only these 2 points, you will understand the definition. Sea breeze, where the hot air, cold air of water pushes the hot air of the land, is known as sea breeze. Is known as sea breeze. When the cold air of the land pushes the hot air of the water, it is known as land breeze. It is known as land breeze. Sea breeze occurs in day. Sea breeze occurs in daytime. Land breeze occurs in night time. Okay, I repeat, sea breeze occurs in daytime. Land breeze occurs in night time. So what is land breeze and what is sea breeze? Sea breeze, when the hot air of the water pushes the cold air of the water pushes the hot air of the land, is known as sea breeze. Is known as sea breeze. Sea breeze occurs in the daytime. Sea breeze occurs in the daytime. Now what is land breeze? When the cold air of the land pushes the hot air of the water, is known as land breeze. Is known as land breeze. The land breeze occurs in night time. The land breeze occurs in night time. Now students, as I have already discussed with you the land breeze and the sand breeze, the images that you are able to see, the land breeze and the sand breeze, you have to draw it in your notebook, okay, color it properly and label them. So for the land breeze and the sand breeze, it's not important here, just show a land and a waterside area. Show the signs of the winds, okay. Mark is at low winds, okay, and high winds, and just show just land and sun breeze. Nothing, it's not mandatory that you make the buildings or some images. If you want, you can add and make it. Now let's come what is moisture. In the presence of liquid, especially water, often in trace amounts, small amounts of water may be found. For example, in the air, humidity, in food, in some commercial products. Okay, what happens when we just pack up any hot food, and as we open, cover it with the plates, okay, it's very hot, cover it with the plate, and as soon as you remove the plate, you find the water is a small droplets of the water is present here. What is that? That is called moisture. That is called moisture. Moisture also refers to the amount of water vapor present in the air. Okay, so what is actually the moisture? Moisture is the amount of water vapor present in the air. Moisture is the amount of water vapor present in the air. I repeat, moisture is the amount of water vapor present in the air. Okay, so moisture can be present anywhere. In early morning, when you see your plants are also wet. The grass is wet. Why it is wet? Because of the moisture, because of the humidity. Okay, these are all moisture. Understood? Now what is moisture? Moisture is the amount of water vapor present in the air. What is moisture? Again I repeat with you all. Repeat with me that moisture is the amount of water vapor present in the air. Now understand what is altitude. What is altitude? Altitude is actually the height above the sea level, the land area. See, now look carefully at this image. It's a sea and the land is also there. Okay. Now above the land, are you able to see the mountains? Now there is one black arrow denoting you the distance between the water level, the sea level and the mountain. This black arrow, which is shown in this diagram, it is the altitude. It is the altitude. Okay. So what is actually the altitude? The height above the sea level is known as altitude. The height above the sea level is known as altitude. Altitude always decides usually the temperature. Okay. How it decides? See, any place. I am giving you a land area and I am denoting you the mountain area. Now the land area usually observes a moderate type of climate or a hot climate. Why so? Because it is just close by to the sea level. Okay, the altitude is very less. Okay, but as we rise more and more up towards the mountains, over there we feel a very cold sort of weather. Okay, very cold weather. Why? The wind also turns very cold. Why so? Because as much the height increase above the sea level, the temperature moves down, and as it goes down, so the weather and the climate also changes there. So over there in the mountain ranges, we observe cold weather in comparison to the land. So altitude is a basic term which decides usually the cold and the winter winds, especially of any particular area. So altitude, not of the position. I am not talking about only of the winds, but of the positions also. For example, I can say, if I say that Rajasthan, if I am saying about Jaipur, the distance level of the sea, the altitude of the sea, the altitude of Jaipur is very different from the altitude of Shimla. Why? Because Jaipur is situated on the sea level, okay, on the land, but Shimla, it is situated in the or located in the mountain ranges. So obviously the altitude will vary. So what is altitude? Altitude is the height above the sea level. You simple remember this sentence. What is altitude? Altitude is the height above the sea level. What is altitude? Altitude is the height above the sea level. Okay. Now let us understand the climate zones of the earth or the heat zones of the earth. Climate zones is similar or is equal to the heat zones of the earth. So do not get confused with what are the climate zone or what do you mean by heat zone. They both are same. Climate zones of the earth is similar to the heat zones of the earth. Clear? As we all know that I am saying taking another name, just for taking a mobile. Okay, there are some mobiles of Samsung also, there are some mobiles of Apple also. So, but what is the condition is they both are mobile. Same like here, the names are different. Okay, heat zone, another name is kept for the climate zone. Okay, so heat zones of the earth. In this diagram, you are able to see a very thin red line. That thin red line is equator. Above the equator, you all know, in the northern hemisphere, it is Tropic of Cancer. Okay, and below the equator in the southern hemisphere, we have Tropic of Capricorn. Now, the climate or the zone between the equator and Tropic of Cancer and equator and Tropic of Capricorn, these both zones have torrid climate. They have torrid climate. Okay, they are the torrid zone. Why they are the torrid zone? Because such type of climate observe a very hot season. Okay, usually the temperature is very hot just because the sun rays falls directly on the equator. Now, above the Tropic of Cancer, you all know in the northern hemisphere towards the North Pole we have Arctic Circle. Okay, and at the downside in the southern hemisphere, in the south, we are having Tropic of Cancer, and below the Tropic of Cancer we have Antarctic Circle. Okay, now the place between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle and the Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle, they have a temperate climate. They have a temperate zone. Why they are temperate? Because they are having a moderate type of climate. Neither cold nor hot. Okay, they have a moderate climate. India lies in a temperate region. Okay, they do not lie in the torrid region. You know that the Tropic of Cancer passes from the center of India. So neither it's torrid nor it's temperate. So over there usually the India observe a moderate type of climate. We are having a good quality of summer also, and we are having a sufficient amount of winter season also. So we observe a moderate type of climate. So temperate climate lies between, or temperate zone lies between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. Now coming to the part above the Arctic Circle, we are having North Pole, and in the down below the Antarctic Circle we have the South Pole. And you all know that the sun rays do not fall directly or do not fall in a huge quantity or in a proportion of a good quantity on the North Pole and the South Pole. They have an oblique rays. So just because of those oblique rays, they are observing or having a very cold type of weather, a cold climate throughout the whole year in every season. So usually the zone between the Arctic Circle and North Pole, Antarctic Circle and South Pole, they have frigid zone. They are frigid zone. Frigid zone over here means very cold weather, extremely cold weather, because they are not getting sun rays in a proper manner. Okay, so what sort of heat zone we came to know about of the earth? The space between, the places between the equator, Tropic of Cancer, and equator and Tropic of Cancer, we have torrid zone. We have torrid zone. Now the place between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle, we have temperate zone. After that, the place between Arctic Circle and North Pole in the north and Antarctic Circle and South Pole in the south, we have frigid zone. Now what is the difference between frigid zone, temperate zone and the torrid zone? This I will tell you briefly in the next slide, but in the coming slides, but understand with this whole diagram. Okay, so students, your work is you have to draw the different types of heat zone or climate zone of the earth in your notebook. Label it, color it properly, okay, and show which sort of zone it's lying. And also please always write the Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer and equator in the diagram. Okay, and you will label it and you will give the topic for this diagram will be the climate zone / heat zones of the earth. Okay, climate zones of the earth is also the same and the heat zones of the earth is also the same. Now look, heat zones are different zones of the earth when the sun rays fall differently, thus causing different climate patterns. These zones are called the torrid zone, the temperate zone and frigid zone. The torrid zone is very hot since The sun shines overhead there. It means directly. Okay, the temperate zone maintains a moderate climate. Why? Because the sun rays do not fall directly. Now next is the frigid zone. Frigid zone, which is a very extremely cold zone. Why? Because they do not get sun rays in a good and a proper manner. Okay, very slight of they do not get usually they do not receive any sort of sunlight over there. Okay, because the sunlight passes like this over there, so they do not receive any sun rays properly. So how many types of zones there are 3 types of heat zone. How many types of climate zones are there? There are 3 types of climate zone. Name them: the torrid zone, the temperate zone, and the frigid zone. Okay, repeat once again: torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Now let us understand the different zones of the earth. Torrid zone. Torrid zone, the regions between equator, Tropic of Cancer, and Tropic of Capricorn. This is known as torrid zone. Okay, temperate zone, regions between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, and Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. They are known as temperate zone. Now, the regions between above the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, it means towards the North Pole, and the regions below nearby the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere, they are having the zone of torrid zone. Frigid zone. Torrid zone receives direct sunlight. Okay, torrid zone receives direct sunlight. They are the hottest part of the earth. Temperate zone receive very moderate amount of sunlight. Okay. Frigid zone receive very less sunlight, and they are the coldest part of the earth. Now, the countries that lies in the torrid zone comes India, Thailand, Mexico, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Burma, Bangladesh, Vietnam, etc. Okay, Vietnam and etc. There are several countries which lies in the torrid zone. Now coming to the temperate zone, North America, Europe, Northern Asia, South America, they all lies in the temperate zone. Coming to the frigid zone, Alaska, Sweden, Finland and Greenland etc. are the countries which lies. There are other countries also which lies in the frigid zone. Now what did you understand with the difference between torrid zone, temperate zone and a frigid zone? Torrid zone which lies in the equator, regions between equator, Tropic of Cancer, and regions between the equator and Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, they are the torrid zone. Temperate zone, regions between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. They are have temperate zone. Now the area or the regions between above the Arctic Circle, okay, and in downside below the Antarctic Circle, they have the frigid zone. Torrid zone observe extremely hot climate. Temperate zone observes a moderate climate, and frigid zone observes very cold climate or extremely cold climate. Okay, now you can give any 2 or 3 examples over here, the countries, and you will write etc. after that. Okay, so students, you have to make this chart in your notebook, make this diagram in your notebook, write the differences between torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone, and learn all the points properly. I hope you have all understood the difference between torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Now finally let's come for the glossary. Oblique. Oblique means slanted. Okay, they are not coming for directly, they are in a slanting position like this. So oblique. Wind. Wind is actually a moving mass of air. What is wind? a moving mass of air. Temperature. The measured amount of heat in a place or in a body is called temperature. The measured amount of heat in a place or a body is called temperature. What is humidity? Amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Don't get confused with moisture and humidity because both stands the same. Altitude. Altitude, the height above the sea level is called altitude. So students, I hope you have all understood this chapter. Now, whatever the work I gave you regarding the diagrams and the chart of differences between torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone, weather and climate, please make the diagrams and the charts very neatly and tidily inside your notebook. Okay? Read the chapter properly. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great